Okay, so welcome back to my lectures, and now we continue with my lecture notes. And here's my finish. Where we finish population and sample, and you can understand more, a bit more. Remember, population is own thing we want to study, and population just some parts of population, easy. Now we move on 1.3 because we don't study 1.2 sampling methods. So because you have another course, it's called sampling survey, something like that. So we don't study sampling method. And now we move on 1.3, and I really want you to write down. So quantitative variables. So quantitative variable means biến định lượng, tức là variable means biến, and quantitative variables means biến định lượng. So quantitative variables are measurement variables, and I want to make that like that. So I want to present that for you to easier to write down. So 1.3, now we will study different variable type, and 1.3 is variable type. We study two different things, and the first point is quantitative variables means biến định lượng and definitions. Yeah.
Can you share your screen?
Okay, very good, very good, very good, very good. Okay, so I can say it now for you. Okay, very good. Can you see it now, guys? Guys, okay, very good. So write down. So now we move on 1.3. So it's variable type. And hey guys, listen. I really want to improve the English, so I really encourage you to speak a lot. Ask me questions and speak some things, and ask me questions, even chat. Sometimes we can chat something a bit, because I want to improve the listen, and I want to improve the English, and I want to interact. Okay, I want you to attend the lectures well. So write down. Quantitative variables means biến định lượng, and quantitative variables are measurements variables, meaning individuals can be measured or counted exactly using tools. Using nesting tool is wrong word. So I can using, it's not by using by tools or by using tools. Okay, not lesson, by using tools. Okay, so write down high up. So I repeated, quantitative variable is measurement variables, mean we can measure something, we can measure, we can count. So for example, diameter, because you know the diameter. Diameter means đường kính, and height, the total height of the tree. Do you know the height of the tree? Or width, do you know the width? Or number of students per class, or number of trees per plot, and so on. So you see diameter or height, we can measure, very easy. Okay, we can measure it, and then we know it is 6.5 or 7.8 and so on. So it's called measurement variables. Tức là biến có thể đo đếm. Những cái đại lượng hoặc là những biến có thể đo đếm. Đó gọi là quantitative variables. Okay, so do you finish? Guys, do you finish? Definitions and samples, examples. Do you finish? Not yet. Okay, not yet. Okay, so write down. So I want you to write this one first. Try. Quantitative variables are measurement variables, meaning individuals can be measured or counted exactly using tools. For example, diameter, height, weight, number plot, number of trees per plot, or number of students per class, and so on. Okay? So try. And then, do you finish? Let me move on to the next point. Is that okay? Or not? Not yet? No one to reply me. Guys, say something. Yeah, okay, so now I can show you the next point. So quantitative variables have two subtypes. Two types. Okay? So A1 is called continuous variables and A2 is called discrete variables. Continuous variable means biến liên tục hay là đại lượng liên tục. Continuous variables means biến liên tục or đại lượng liên tục. And discrete variables means biến rời rạc or đại lượng rời rạc. Đứt quãng, rời rạc or đứt quãng in Vietnamese. So write down. And I can show you very easy to recognize them. So listen first, guys, stop writing. I want to explain to you to understand first, and then you can write them down later. Do you understand? So stop writing and listen to me. So continuous means biến liên tục. So you can see the definitions. The definitions is continuous variable can take on any value between a range. Meaning, remember, it can be decimals. Remember, decimal numbers. For example, dBH or height. Because you know, for dBH, dBH mean diameter. Remember, dBH mean diameters. H, breadth. Height. Tức là trong tiếng Việt mình có nghĩa là chiều cao ngang ngực. Đấy, tức là trong lâm nghiệp chúng ta cái từ đó là rất phổ thông. So dBH means diameter at breadth height. And for example, diameter here. So you can see we can got 6.7, okay, and 7.9 or 11.7. So you can see they are decimals. So diameter can be decimals very easy. So it's called continuous. It can take on any values. Okay, and one thing I really want you to remember is very important hints to recognize and to understand between continuous and discrete variables is that continuous variables can be decimals. So remember that. But discrete variable means biến rời rạc hay là biến liên tục, biến đứt quãng. So definitions, discrete variables can only take on integers. Integers means số nguyên. Tức là cái biến này nó chỉ nhận được số nguyên. Only take on integers. Tức là nó chỉ nhận được số nguyên thôi. For example, the number of trees per plot or number of insects per branch or number of students per class. For example, now nó chỉ nhận được số nguyên thôi. So you know discrete variables can't be decimals. Never, ever. Okay? For example, number of student per class. Okay? So it will be 21 student and 12 student, 32 student, 35 student, or 91 student. Okay, always integers. They are integers, and discrete variables never be decimals. Có bao giờ các trò thấy là số sinh viên ở trong lớp mà nó là 21,5 không? Sinh viên trên lớp không? Có. Đó, thì cái loại này gọi là biến rời rạc hay biến đứt quãng. So the number of students never be 21.5 per class, never. Okay, so they always integers. Okay, so now write down, and it's easier for you to understand continuous variables and discrete variables. So continuous can take on any values, and they can be decimals like deviates and heights, weight, so on. But discrete variables always are integers, never be decimals. So for example, number of tree per plot, or number of insects per branch, or number of students in class, something like that. Do you understand, guys? Okay, so write them down and tell me when you finish. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So hurry up, guys. Stay student. So you can ask some student from 63 or 62 about me to understand more. So you can ask 63, K63 and K62 to understand me more. Okay, guys? Ask your friends about me, so they will tell you very bad things about me. They will say that that teacher is very terrible, so be careful with that. Okay, so hurry up, guys. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So turn the webcam on. I want to see you. Guys. I really want to see you. Try, keep trying. Sắp hết giờ rồi, các trò cố lên. Sắp hết giờ rồi. Do you finish? Okay, very good. So, all of you finish writing?
Yes,
Okay, very good. So now I move on to the next now. Okay, so now I move on to B. So B, qualitative variables. What does that mean in Vietnamese, guys? Tell me. Guy ơi, what do you think? Qualitative variables. Look, A, variable type, we have two types. Quantitative variables. And now we move on B, qualitative. What do you think? What does that mean in Vietnamese? Guys? Guys, tell me, where's your mouth? Say something. Any ideas? Okay, very good, very good. So, very good. It means biến định tính. Okay? So you can use the dictionary if you don't know some words. So you can use the dictionary and you can guess. You can think about that because quantitative means biến định lượng, and now we move on biến định tính. Okay, so very good. So now we move on qualitative variables, and you know definition about that. You can read it. So qualitative variables are not measurement variables, meaning we cannot measure, we cannot count it by using tool. Okay, it's not measurement variables, tức là không phải biến đo đếm. And individuals are different from others by a characteristics or a quality. And one thing, very important things for you. So they are expressed in text, not number. Okay, remember, so they are expressed in text, not numbers. Okay, tức là nó sẽ được viết bằng chữ chứ không bao giờ là con số. Okay, like gender, you know, when we investigate something and we have the gender column, and the first person, so it's male, so we write male. The second person we write female, and the third one male, and the fourth one is male also, and the fifth one is female, for example. So gender is qualitative variable. Do you understand? Guy ơi, do you understand? So qualitative variables are expressed in text. And don't worry about the lectures because I recorded, so I will upload to my YouTube channel. So if you miss some lesson, you can watch again. Okay? Don't worry about that. Do you understand, guys?
Yes, teacher. Yeah.
Say something. Sắp được nghỉ rồi, cố lên. Mấy phút nữa. Tươi tỉnh lên, chép hết đi. So you have to write them down. Definitions. Remember, the qualitative variables are not measurement variables, and individuals are often different from others, from other individuals, by a characteristic or by quality. And remember, so one important thing to recognize qualitative variables is that they are expressed in text, never expressed in numbers. They are never expressed in numbers. For example, gender, qualities, so on. So gender we classify into male and female, and quality we classify to good, medium, and bad. Okay? Guys ơi, do you finish? Yes. So now I want you to give me other samples about qualitative variables. Other samples. What do you think? Give me other samples. Examples. Sorry. Try to think about something when we interview, when we investigate, when we do some research, and which one or which variables will be expressed in text. Think and give me other examples. What do you think? Guy ơi, try. Guys, everyone, where are you now? I want to see you. I want to see the face. Hoa ơi, turn the mic on, turn the webcam on, everyone. Yes, think and give me other samples. What do you think? Hmm? Try. Hmm? You can send me, you can speak and hurry up. What do you think? Try. Um, you can think about the social research. When we investigate, people. So how about the hair? Hmm? What do you think? Sometimes we have to look at to their eyes. What do you think? Huh? Or when we investigate flower. What do you think? Which exactly color? Okay, very good. So color will be qualitative variables. Very good. So colors will be like hair color when we investigate people. So the hair color is black or it's yellow or it's gray and so on, or it's red. So color is one qualitative variables. Do you understand? Hmm? Nothing. Maybe you cannot hear me. Can you hear me clearly, guys? Okay, very good. So color. So can you give me other examples? Hmm? What do you think? Okay, so later on, so you can give me other example like mark classification, mark classification to A, B, C, or D. So it is qualitative variables because it's expressed in text. Okay, A, B, or C. So it's another example. Okay, so now we move on to the next one. We finish here. And now we move on 1.4. Chuẩn. Yeah. And now we move on 1.5 or 1.4 is frequency distribution. Okay. And now you have to use notebook carefully. So firstly, we move on to the discrete variables, how to create frequency distribution. And I will explain to you later to understand more. But now, I just want you to write them down first. Write them down and tell me when you finish. So I will explain that later for you to understand more. What is frequency distributions and how to create that. But firstly, I want you to write some steps, 5 steps to create frequency distribution for discrete variables. So write them down. There are 5 steps. Step 1, we find maximum and minimum value in the dataset. And the second, we create a table, and the table must have some columns. The first column is class, the second is totally, the third one is frequency, and the next one is relative frequency. Frequency distribution, what does that mean in Vietnamese? Guys, stop writing and answer my question. What do you think? Frequency distribution, what does that mean in Vietnamese? Gai ơi. Gai ơi. Các trò có biết frequency distribution dịch từ tiếng Việt nghĩa là gì không? Cái gì? Say again.
Tần số.
Phân phối tần số. Very good, very good, very good. So phân phối tần số. That's very good, but I often say that it is phân bố tần số. Phân bố hoặc phân phối đều được. Cái từ distribution means phân phối or phân bố. Frequency means tần số or tần suất. Tần số is the number of individuals in each class, so you can understand more later. But remember, frequency distribution means phân bố tần số hay là phân phối tần số. So I want you to write, next to frequency distribution words. So you have to remember that distribution means phân phối and frequency means tần số. Okay? Đấy. Ai ơi? Tôi tỉnh mặt cứ xị đấy. Học với thầy mặt xị là ra ngoài đấy. Mặt phải tươi tỉnh lên tí nhé. Lần sau phải chuẩn bị máy móc cẩn thận nhá. Chuẩn bị cái chỗ ngồi trước khi lên lớp thì chuẩn bị cái chỗ ngồi rồi máy móc, cái webcam các thứ cho cẩn thận vào. Sách vở. Sau đó thì tập thể dục trước 10 phút. Khởi động cổ tay cổ chân gì đấy cho nó tỉnh ngủ đi. Và cho nó viết cho nó nhanh. Nhớ chưa? Okay, very good. So now try to finish some step here and then I can give you examples so it's easier for you to understand later. So let I make that smaller so you can see that easier. Yeah. So the first step is find the maximum and minimum values in the data set. The second one, we have to create a table, and the table must have some columns like class, totally, and what else? Frequency and relative frequency. And the third step is totally value. Totally means, what does that mean, totally? What do you think? Guys? Guy ơi? Guy ơi? What is totally? What do you think?
The height of the tree.
Huh? Say again.
I said that is that the height of trees.
No, totally. Totally here. This word. Here. This word. Sorry. What does that mean? Very good trying, but it's not right. Totally mean what? Guy ơi, you can use the dictionaries or you can use some other things too. Guys, tell me, what is totally? Cái bọn này mồm nó cứ để ở đâu nhỉ? Nó không biết thì bảo em không biết. Biết thì bảo là biết. Hoặc là bảo em đang tìm thôi ạ. Nào mồm nó cứ để ở chỗ nào ấy nhỉ?
Kiểm đếm mà, giá trị kiểm đếm.
Đúng rồi, kiểm đếm hay người ta gọi là một cái từ đơn giản khác mà trong tiếng Việt mình gọi là kiểm phiếu. Đã nghe từ kiểm phiếu bao giờ chưa? Đi bầu cử xong ấy kiểm phiếu ấy. Kiểm đếm là kiểm phiếu. Okay, so hurry up. Do you finish? All of you? Viết thì nhanh, chép thì nhanh nữa. Mắt các em là tinh, mắt sinh viên lâm nghiệp là cực tinh. Ruột gà, ruột mèo vò vò vứt xuống chân cách 5 mét đọc từng chữ một, mà chữ nó bé tí luôn. chữ nó in bằng phông chữ gọi là bé li ti luôn, mà cách 5 mét vẫn đọc từng chữ được, giỏi lắm. Đúng không?
Thầy cứ nói thế mà em có nhìn bao giờ đâu.
À thì không nhìn bao giờ. À. Thầy tưởng là cứ nhìn những cái gì rượt gà rượt mèo gì đấy mà nó chữ nó bé, thầy cầm lên, thầy coi thi cầm lên mà phải dí sát vào mắt này mới đọc được từng chữ, mà nó cách khoảng độ mấy mét nó vẫn đọc được, giỏi đấy, mắt nó cực tinh luôn. Do you finish?
Yes.
Write example again. I mean include sample here. Sample. Write down. We investigate 30 plots to know fresh regeneration status. Các trò có biết từ regeneration nghĩa gì không? What does that mean? Regeneration. Gần đúng. Tốt.
Tạo.
Gì? Say again.
Tạo.
Sáng tạo.
Tái tạo.
Tái tạo, đúng rồi. Các trò cái nghĩa đều đúng cả, nhưng mà trong lâm nghiệp mình ấy thì nó không đúng, chưa đúng lắm. Tức là đấy nó đúng trong cái kiểu là trong ngôn ngữ kiểu giao tiếp nói chung, trong xã hội nói chung. Cái đó nó có nghĩa là tái sinh, cái cây tái sinh nhỏ nhỏ, cây nhỏ nhỏ thế này, gọi là cây tái sinh, thì regeneration gọi là tái sinh, nhớ ấy. Okay, so we investigate 34 plots to know fresh regeneration status, tức là cái trạng thái, tình trạng cái cây tái sinh của rừng ấy. So results are shown as follow. Okay, so write down, and then I can show you the data. Do you finish?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So now I show you the data, so you can write them down here. The data here. Okay. So number plot, you have to create a table like that, like this. So number of plot, just the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here's the number of trees per plot, and so on. So you have to create a table like that. So we investigate 34. We investigate 34 plots. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 7, 17, and until 34. So we investigate 34 plots. Write down, and then write the question down. Here's the question for you. And then don't worry, it's easy. And then I will show you how to do it. So don't worry about that, it's easy. I just want you to write them down, the data first. Here's the data. Here's the data. Okay, here's the data for you. And the question here. So write down. And then I will explain to you what does that mean, and so what is the question means, and so on. So don't worry about that. So just write down and tell me when you finish. And then I will explain to you. Keep trying. Keep trying and keep trying. Do you finish? Guys? Not yet. Okay, keep trying. and then I can explain to you to understand the data and then to understand the question, and then we finish, because maybe we don't have enough time to do the answer. We just stop here for this week. So try to finish up, keep going, write them down, the data and the question, and after that I can explain to you to understand the data and understand the questions. And then we can stop here for this week. And please tell me when you finish, okay? And remember, I will post the videos on my YouTube channel for you to watch later if you want to. And so don't worry about that. And hey guys, remember one rules for me for my course: you can be absent for 2 times without reasons, without permission, 2 times only. And if you absent 3 times, so it's not allowed for you to attend the final exam, meaning you will be failed. Remember? Can you hear me? Can you? So you can be absent for 2 times. Absent for 2 times, it's okay. Don't need to ask me and don't need to ask for permissions and so on. I don't care. But if you absent for 3 times, so say goodbye, goodbye, and see you next year. Okay? Do you understand what I mean? Yes, very good. 3 times. If you absent 3 times or more, so goodbye, see you next year, pay some money for the university and study again. Okay? Do you finish? Lai ơi, do you finish? Okay. Do you finish? Yeah, so now I can explain to you to understand the data first. The data first. So the data, we investigate 34 plot like that. For example, here the phrase, look at to the screen. Here the phrase. And then I make the transact like that. Okay? For regeneration investigation, they often do that. Something like that. Okay, and then we go to the first plot, the first location, and set up one small plot. Normally it's 2 meters. 2 meters times 2 meters. Do you understand? Okay? And then we count how many seedlings inside this plot. We just count them. So the first plot, how many trees we got? The first plot, how many trees? How many? Huh? No, the first plot is 3. Here, the first plot. I'm sorry, because you see my dotting in here, huh? My dots on the plot. Sorry, but look at to the data. The first plot we count and we got 3 trees, regenerating trees, and then we move to the second. Okay, and then we set up the plot. It is a square. The size is 2 meters. 2 meters times 2 meters, and we go to inside and count 1, 2, 3, 4. Small tree. Seedlings mean cây tái sinh, small trees. And how many trees for plot 2? How many? Guys, 10. Is that right? Other students, how many trees for plot 2? Guys ơi, bọn này mồm nó để đâu hết ấy nhỉ? Mồm nó mà để cho nó nói chuyện hoặc nó đi buôn hoặc là ăn liên hoan ở vịt Quang Trung thì nó nói nhiều lắm. Nhưng mà đến khi mà học thì hỏi nó không bao giờ nó nói. Ô thứ hai có mấy cây? Nhìn vào cái bảng số liệu thì ô thứ hai có mấy cây? 10. Okay.
10.
Okay, very good. So plot 2 we got 10. Hiểu chưa? Các em có hiểu cái cách người ta điều tra chưa?
Yes.
And then we move on to the third plot and then count. How many regenerating trees we got for plot 3? 7. Okay, 7 here. Very good. And so on. And so on and so on and so on. Very easy. So plot 4 we got 7. Plot 5 we got 9. Plot 6 we got 8 and so on. Okay, so do you understand? Guy?
Yes.
Yes, and then they set up next plot, and so on, and so on. Like that. 34 plots. Okay, so now the question. I can explain to you to understand the question. Create a frequency distribution for what? For number of plots corresponding to number of trees per plot. Sounds very difficult to understand, huh? But very easy. I can explain to you. The question is asking you how many plots have 3 trees. You can count. You can look at to my screen and answer my question. How many plots having 3 trees? 3. How many? How many plots have 3 trees? 2. Okay, very good. 2, exactly 2. Because wait for me. I change the color. Here, plot 1, this one plot, and this one have 3. So there are 2 plots, only 2 plots having 3 trees. How many plots having 4 trees? How many plots have 4? How many? 3, is that right or wrong? What do you think? Guys, other student, count. Look at the screen, look at it, and beep, 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 and count. And count for me. How many plots having 4 trees? 2, 3. Which one is right one? 3 is better, huh? So the first one is here. The second one is here. And the third one is here. So 3 plots having 4 trees. So and so on and so on. That is the meaning of the question. They asking you to count how many plots, number of plots having the same trees, same number of trees. Okay? Do you understand the question now? Guys?
Yes.
So, how many plots having 5 trees? How many? 5. Count for me. Count. How many plots have have 5 trees?
Is it 3?
Is that 3? Let me check. How about other students? How about your result? 3? Gái ơi, answer my question. Tức là đếm có bao nhiêu ô, có 5 cây, có cái gì đâu. 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right?
3.
3. Here, because you know, here, the first one, here, the second one, and here, the third one. Right? Is that right? Okay, so maybe next lecture, next week, I will show you how to do that faster and statistically. But we cannot count like that because it takes time. So next week I will show you how to do it, how to answer these questions. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So before stopping, today we stop here, but before stopping, I will check the attendance. Okay, so I will stop sharing. Okay, I will stop here and I will stop, wait for me. Stop recording.